Hey everyone, it's Paddy again, and in this video I'm here to finish up what we left off in the last video and to talk about what it is in the air that can make us feel drowsy and tired after a long day's work or after a long day at school. So in the last video I was out in the west of Sichuan in West China. I was hiking mountains at 4,000 feet where the oxygen levels were only about effective 12%. So it's pretty hard to breathe up there. I had a load of headaches and wasn't feeling very well. And I thought, well, let's come back to our office here and run some tests. And the answer after a whole day of people breathing as hard as possible in the office was generally won't reduce the O2, the oxygen levels that much. So what is it in the air that does make us feel drowsy and does make us feel tired? Well, some of you may have already guessed. The answer actually is CO2. So carbon dioxide is what we breathe in that can make us feel drowsy. And during test last time, when we tested the oxygen levels in the office, we also went out and tested at the same time the CO2 levels. So here is a graph of the CO2 levels in the office, and we started at a pretty low level of 0.08. That's the equivalent of about 800 parts per million, ppm. Kind of a general number, if you're wondering when you're outside, is 300 to 500. So that's a pretty normal number level for carbon dioxide levels outside. And in this test, over the course of the 8 hours, as we were all at work breathing, we saw our carbon dioxide levels jump from 0.08 to 0.35. So that's a jump of over three times, 300%, just in the space of 8 hours. And this really here is what's affecting our health, is making us feel tired, is making us feel drowsy. Now, carbon dioxide levels above kind of 1,000 ppm or 0.1%, we can already start to feel a little bit drowsy, feel a little bit tired. And in our test, by the end of the day, we hit 3,500 ppm, 0.35%. And pretty sure at that point, people in the office were maybe feeling fairly tired and not great. So you might be wondering, well, how is that possible? The oxygen levels, if you remember from our last video, only dropped from 20.8 to 20.5. That's a tiny percentage drop. And the carbon dioxide increased, 3 times. Well, the reason is that carbon dioxide in general makes up a really, really small part of the gases in the air to begin with. And it's when this starts increasing, above 0.2, 0.3%, that it can start to have an effect on our body. What kind of effects are they? Well, I've already mentioned you can feel drowsy, you can maybe even have a headache, you feel like you want to sleep. If you remember, back when I was at school, I used to remember long afternoons, partly probably because of the teacher, partly probably because of the lesson, but also because of the CO2. As it gets late in the afternoon, you just feel like you want to sleep, you don't want to work anymore. Same if you're in the office and you're feeling drowsy and tired. It might not be what you did the night before or staying up late, it might actually be the CO2 in the office. And if levels get really, really high, well, it can actually affect our cognitive performance. So things like if we were to do an IQ test in high CO2 levels, or to do exams, or just to generally work, it would have an impact. There's data that shows that it does have an impact on our performance. The good news is they're generally pretty short term. So if you're feeling drowsy and you're not feeling great, or you have a headache, you can first of all, you can take a look at CO2 levels. If you have a monitor, you can measure them. If not, just try opening the window, or even just going out for a bit for a 5-10 minute walk and see if you feel better, because it could well be just that's enough to get rid of all the CO2 that's in your body and make you feel a bit less drowsy. So pretty simple to solve, pretty easy. I hope that's at least some use to people. Next time you're feeling drowsy, you know what to do. Open a window, try and get some airflow inside, or just head out. And generally within 5-10 minutes, you'll be feeling better already. All right, that's the end of this 2-part series in this video. If you have any questions, or you want to know more about oxygen, CO2, or any other gases, please let me know in the comments and we'll try and follow up with some more videos. Hey guys, Paddy again. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell notification below to make sure you get the latest news and stay up to date on the best ways to protect your health, your body from everything we breathe.